Inter-Party Advisory Council, Ipac, wants independent body to appoint Inec chairman. Exactly. The current Inec chairman we have is a disgrace to electoral system. That is the truth. With what he has done in the last election and with what he has done, all the elections he has been overseeing have always been problematic. Look at what happened in Imo State and Kogi State, and look at what was almost happening in Bayelsa State. Okay, and look at what happened in PDP, APC, and Labour Party primaries in Edo State and the APC primaries in Ondo State recently. You will know that this man, he promised something and he did different. Now that flood had destroyed a lot of equipment in Edo State in preparation for the election, he has gone there to make the lofty promises again. With what has happened with his antecedent, Nigerians no longer trust him. And a lot of Nigerians have been calling for his replacement, that he should stop organizing the election in Nigeria because he himself is not credible. There's no way he can organize credible election. He is a case of highest bidder. It's who pays higher to him that he gives what he wants to give. Okay? But now that Inter-Party Advisory Council has come out to speak, let's dive into the details and hear them out. The Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, National Chairman Alhaji Yusuf Maman Dantale has advocated for an independent body to appoint the Independent National Electoral Commission chairman, national commissioners, and resident electoral commissioners of the states. Okay, so what he's saying is that independent body should appoint a new national chairman of INEC, the state chairman or state resident electoral commissioners in each of the states, and all the key offices, so that it can be, the system can be a kind of corrected for a future credible election. So he made the call at the public presentation of the book Electoral Management Bodies in Nigeria since 1958 by the Electoral Hub in Abuja. So he said this would move the powers of appointment from the president to a neutral body subject to confirmation by the Senate, adding that it is inappropriate for the president who participates in an election to appoint his umpire. Exactly. It doesn't work. There is a conflict of interest. There's foul play there. So speaking further, he said election is at the heart of democracy and the beauty of the electoral process, adding that it is obvious that there can be elections without democracy, but there cannot be democracy without elections. So because election is a life wire of any democracy and the ballot is sacrosanct as power resides in the people for smooth political succession, the need for a neutral, non-partisan, independent, unbiased, and impartial election management body to conduct free, fair, credible, transparent, inclusive, and peaceful elections that will deepen the democratic process cannot be overemphasized. So the integrity, quality, credibility, and acceptability of elections are directly related to the expertise, capabilities, and competencies of the electoral body that conducts them, he said, and that is true. Cognizant of the roles of political parties in consolidating and deepening our democracy, ensuring an environment conducive for successful elections, political stability, and overall well-being of the Nigerians, IPAC, as the umbrella body of all registered political parties in Nigeria, will continue to partner with the Independent National Electoral Commission and other stakeholders in advancing our constitutional governance, he added. Oh boy. So he agreed with the recent statement by the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, that the elections conducted by the state independent electoral commissions were mere coronation of the candidates of the ruling political parties, saying that it is in tandem with the position of IPAC that the carried called elections by state independent electoral commissioners were a mockery of the nation's democracy. Is it only the state resident commissioners? What about the federal under Mahmood Yakubu for all federal elections? Let's leave this thing. We all need to go. Okay. He noted that accordingly, the council had demanded the scrapping of the state independent electoral commissioners, which have impeded democracy at the third tier of government, adding that politics is local and citizens should be encouraged to actively participate in grassroots politics that guarantees free, fair, and credible local government elections. So Dantale, who is also national chairman of Allied People's Movement, APM, said that it was in view of this that Ipac demands local government autonomy, adding that Inec must be strengthened to discharge its statutory duties and be truly independent to conduct credible elections. With the 25 years of uninterrupted democracy in Nigeria, all hands should be on deck in building a strong, united, progressive, equitable, and decent democratic society, he said. So he said that IPAC has been engaging leaders of political parties on the need to practice internal democracy and adhere strictly to their party's constitutions, particularly in nominating candidates for elections, change of leadership, and accountability. We must provide exemplary, transparent, and credible leadership in political party administration and call elected public officers to order if they deviate from the manifesto of their respective parties. It is time to sanitize our political process, he added. Okay. So Dantale has spoken a lot now, okay, calling for the independent body to change or replace all the key office holders in the Inec, both at federal and state level. It is long overdue, especially Mahmoud Yakubu. Nobody wants to see him again in that role. And again, doing that, we remove that power from presidency. The president today has the power to appoint who becomes the Inec chairman. How can you appoint a chairman for an organization that you participate in the contest with? Okay, there's foul play there. There is sentiment displayed there. You always put somebody that will dance to your tone, that will protect your interest. And that is the problem that we have in Nigeria, that the executive power is so unified and conglomerated around all the key parastatal leadership in Nigeria. How can the president be so responsible for appointing INEC chairman, appoint the military chief, chief of defense staff, chief of army staff, chief of navy staff, all the military chiefs, appoint attorney general of federation, appoint the CBN governor, appoint almost all the key people, the IGP, Inspector General of Police, also determine who becomes the Senate president and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Also determine who becomes Attorney General of Federation, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, and all of that. How? One person. And that is what Tinubu is doing, and that is what has been happening in the past. They will just plant all the people they want to plant that will become their stooge when they enter power. Quite unfortunate. So thank you for listening. Let's have a comment. Dantale, the chairman of Ipac, has spoken this, and I take Nigerians to join him to voice it and make sure it becomes a reality.